let's pull this up because this has been like quite the challenge for you here.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
Social media platform X bans account promoting a forthcoming documentary about FBI's role in the Whitmer kidnapping plot. And there's I guess a graphic here of our good friend Elon, who was supposed to solve all of our Twitter problems. He has not yet. He still could. With a tweet from you saying, "We are on day 2 of 0 answers regarding the censorship of our documentary film before it's even released by X, the so-called free speech site." So you haven't released this film yet. What indications were you starting to see that made you feel, "Oh God, we're already getting shadow banned here. We're already getting thwarted"?
Well, the weird thing about it is that the account we've had for over a year now, I mainly had it there just to promote the trailer for the documentary and to kind of give people little updates. So I hardly use that account. It's just waiting for the film to be released. So I thought it was really strange, but the timing of it was interesting because, mind you, I paid for that account. We paid every month to have this silly little blue check. And we also paid for the X ads to promote the trailer. And we actually had a lot
Wow.
of views on it. I had way more views on X than any other platform that we have it on, because I know we're really, really suppressed on YouTube where we have the trailer there. They allow us to be there, but you can't find it. Like if you search for kidnap and kill an FBI terror plot, you won't find it that way. You have to literally type in at YouTube at K&K Film Official to get it. And it's just really weird. But so our biggest presence, I guess, where we got the most views on the trailer was on X. So an interesting thing happened, which is that a publication called The Intercept, they're sort of like a more liberal, left-leaning publication. They just put out an expose on the Whitmer case, on one of the main architects of the plot, which was an FBI informant named Steve Robeson. You can see him there in the second video. You see his mugshots, 2 of them there. He's doing this big smile in one of them because he knows he's not going to get in trouble for anything he does. What that disgusting clown, but their expose is on him, and it's about how the Intercept got access to internal FBI files, and they got exclusive access to an interrogation of the FBI interrogating their own informant. That piece of crap. He is a pedo. Okay. And they used him as an informant to entrap a group of people who wouldn't have even met each other were it not for the FBI bringing them together and then hosting meetings and training exercises for them to meet each other.
Jesus.
So it was right after they dropped their expose on this that has there's little audio clips where you can hear the FBI agents saying things like, "We have a saying in my office, don't let the facts get in the way of a good story." And then they're saying to him, "We've got the power," because they're at that point, as they're interrogating him, they're raiding his home unbeknownst to him. They're doing this under a pretext of a meeting, and they essentially talk about how he entrapped all these people and how it looks really bad for them. And so the timing of it is right after that comes out, they take down the DocumentaRY Twitter account. And I was like, no, this is coordinated. And so I asked people to, hey, please tag Elon. I tagged him. I tagged X support. What's the CEO lady? The WEF lady, Linda.
Oh, Yaka. Is it Yaka? Linda Yakami?
I can never get the last name
right. Or
right.
something like that.
Something weird. We tagged her though, and I had so many people doing that it got to the point where it's like, we know someone has seen it, and we were not getting any answers. And the account said when it was suspended, I never got an email. There was nothing offensive there. There was nothing we had done. We just basically had the trailer there, and then I had some occasional posts I made going through court documents, publicly available court documents. And so it's just there was no reason for it to be censored. And it said that after a careful review of your account, we've determined you violated rules. No rules were violated. People tried to tell me that, oh, it was the algorithm or something like that because of the title of the documentary. But that's not true. You can say that word on there and not be, not get removed. When people are talking about tragic passings, they often use the K word without getting censored on there. It wasn't an algorithm, it wasn't a mistake. But that's what people kept trying to tell me, that, oh, maybe it was a mistake. And I was like, no, it seemed very deliberate, and there was no explanation. And they had no problem taking my money for over a year, and there was no problem with the title of the documentary. So that's not what it was. And we know from the Twitter files that the FBI they had a portal like at Twitter. They had people working there, like Elvis Chan.
Mike Baker, who was working, he was pretty high up there at Twitter, and he was former FBI.
Oh, I don't know, but there was somebody, I know there was somebody named Elvis Chan at the FBI.
Yep.
Yes. So it's like, we know that the FBI probably still has somebody there,
Jesus.
pulling strings or
finger
something.
in every pot.
Yeah. So after 2 days of tons of, it was not just me on my own. There were some fairly large accounts who shared it because so many people were tagging them saying, you need to say something about this. They're preemptively censoring a documentary before it's been released, like at the timing of more information on this case coming out, So it just seemed very concerning. And it is very concerning. Still being suppressed. They have, after 2 days of us tagging them and having to do this massive response to just constantly drag them until they quietly restored it in the middle of the night after like 2 days with no explanation. And somebody that works at X just said, oh, it should be up or something. And like people were saying, well, why did you guys take it down? What happened? And just no answer, nothing.
Maybe you were mass reported, because the last time I was kind of given a timeout on Twitter, it was because of I think I was mass reported about my could it have been my Black National Anthem tweet? It was something where I know I was mass reported because it was like I didn't break any of the rules. It's just all of a sudden like I was in this timeout, and then a lot of people were tweeting it. All the accounts you're supposed to tweet at when this sort of thing happens, and I was supposed to have a 24-hour timeout, and I got let out in about half that time. So do you think you might have been maybe mass reported?
It's possible, but I doubt it, because I don't think that many people are aware of my tiny little like documentary. And the Twitter account had like less than 1,000 people following it. I think I had 700. So it was, and like I hardly used it. It was not, I don't think it could be that. I'm not sure though. But it was definitely not going to be a temporary timeout. They said that it was permanently suspended and that I would not be able to make new accounts. I would not be able to get the account back. So I don't know. It is possible, though, that somebody just got really butthurt and thought, well, I don't want her to be able to talk about things, so let's mass flag her. I don't know, though, because I haven't really done anything.
But you know what? It's not like you
draw the ire of people. It's not even like you
pissed off a victim group, or you didn't pick up, you didn't piss off a protected class. This is more like, this has to do with a politician. So
this has to do with a corrupt agency. Yeah, and the other thing is, if it was something that I did that offended people, well, it would have been my main Twitter account. It would have been my personal one, because that's the one I use. I don't know why they would go for the documentary one. It just seemed like a targeted thing. I don't know, or the timing seemed interesting.
Yeah, it is disappointing, because like you were saying earlier before we went live, Christina, like just, I think Elon is a net positive as far as Twitter goes, but yeah, he did promise to unban all of the accounts that were banned. Totally. We still deal with shadow banning. We still deal with stifling of reach.
Yeah, and something has changed or broken there. I don't know if you've noticed it, but the following tab or the For You tab has changed. Like there's their following one, which is just people you follow, and then there's the supposed For You one where you're supposed to be able to like I don't know, like see other people, not just people you follow. And something has happened with that because there's people that I know I follow that I just don't see anymore. That I'm like, I
Yeah.
know, that I had like these certain people I followed that I just like you lose track of them though. You can't keep track of everybody, but you notice all of a sudden that like, wait a second, something's different. And that is, I think that's really scary because it just happens quietly and like you don't notice what's happening.
Yep. Wow. How much were you paying in ads to promote this film?
I don't know how much it ended up being. We ran ads for several times. We ran ads for several days. So uh probably maybe a couple $100. It wasn't a lot, that's for sure.
Wow.
But still, it doesn't matter. It's like you pay to be censored. I don't think so.
Yeah, no.
I think not.
Sounds like old Twitter.
Yeah, and it's not just me. So when I made the first post talking about what happened, I had other people reach out and say their documentaries are also like their documentary accounts also had recently been censored or like suspended. There was one person that they have a J6 documentary called like J6 the timeline or it's something like that and they said that this happened to them as well. So it seems like I don't know, that maybe certain types of things that maybe would not be considered like advertiser friendly are being like they're seeing maybe if they can quietly remove that. I'm not sure, but I think it's kind of weird that multiple like independent documentary film things are being taken down and I don't think you can explain the algorithm because again, you just look at other people and other things and you're going, well, that's up there and that didn't get hit by an algorithm or whatever. I don't think that's what it is. I think there's something suspicious afoot.
Specifically targeted. Lila, did you find that was the case with your experience putting out documentaries?
Well, we did put them out. Our documentaries were free on YouTube, but our latest documentary, the Fealty film, Eric, my husband, just put the whole thing directly on Twitter. But his account was suspended for almost a year before he even got it back.
Does he know what he was
Really?
suspended for?
No.
Of course.
Yeah, there was no reason. And then one day it was back.
So he didn't suspect it was like a specific tweet?
Oh, no, it was when we were on Alex Jones. And then we got like we got an account with Alex Jones and he shared the link to our documentary from InfoWars.
Huh. Wow.
So I don't know. I just think that Twitter, like they pick and choose. And then, you go on Twitter and you see like videos of decapitating people and all sorts of things. But then you actually paid for advertisement for your film and it gets wiped out. It makes no sense.
Yeah, and oh my gosh, and the porn bots too, pussy in bio, like
I know, and but then I see like my friends writing that, and I'm like,
what are they writing?
Pussy in bio. I haven't seen that. It's a trend. Maybe you don't have as many porn bots on your thread.
Oh my goodness.
That is funny.
And they'll have like squares in between each letter.
Yeah. But you can't talk about, government corruption.
Love you guys. Thank you for the chats. Thank you for the comments. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Bye. All right. Love you guys. God, I don't even want to leave. This candle smells so good. I don't want to leave. All right. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye. Love you all. Join the Discord. Feet. Love you all. Wow. You guys are awesome.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Now I'm really leaving. Love you. Bye.